Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rise. You are in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about holiday anxiety, how to manage it, and how to bust through it so that you can enjoy your holidays. I thought it would be a good time to film this right now because I'm getting ready for a Diwali party. The lighting is good, and Diwali is bringing up a lot of anxiety in me while I'm getting ready for it. As I was examining my process getting ready for this Diwali party, I thought of three main topics for anxiety that the holidays create in us. Three main areas of anxiety the holidays bring up. Number one is FOMO, the fear of missing out. Number two, increased expectations. Number three, anxiety around relationships. So stick with the video. We're going to talk about these three important points of holiday stress and anxiety. And I'm going to give you some really sweet tips on how to deal and how to have a great time. So, FOMO is the fear of missing out. FOMO is something that is amazingly intense. It happens in our mind. For example, we could see an image on Instagram of a Diwali party that's going on that we wish we were at, that had friends that we wonder, why didn't they call me? What happened? Am I still cared about? And if you really go into the FOMO loop, you look, you imagine, you start to feel lost, abandoned, unloved. And this is all happening in your head. We don't know if it's really true, but it feels bad. So around the holidays, get ready. There are going to be parties, there are going to be events, there are going to be get togethers that you will likely miss, and you will see your friends having a good time at them. I think it's really important to put in your mind that it doesn't mean that your friends don't care about you. It doesn't mean that you're unimportant. It's just you missed it. And it's important to realize that you missed it. Take a deep breath and think about the things that you were able to attend. And if it is a friend that really means something to you, call them, connect with them, inquire what happened. And it may be a little uncomfortable, but it's a lot better than sitting, isolating, and imagining that you were left out of something. It's a lot better to just deal with it. When we are experiencing FOMO, when we are experiencing this feeling that we've missed out on something crucial, it stimulates anxiety. It stimulates a high cortisol stress response in our brains. It works on this part of our brain that deals with dopamine, and dopamine deals with feeling good and feeling like you want more. And what happens is you start activating that and imagining that you've missed out, and your brain is like wanting more, but you don't really even know what it is you want. It's just an image, it's a picture, it's a short video, but it really hooks into this part of our brain. So, like, I believe that FOMO was very necessary in our caveman days, or even, growing up in our lives. A little bit of FOMO goes a long way because it keeps us engaged. It keeps us a part of the community. It keeps us wanting to participate, but too much of it, getting flooded, is a serious problem, and it can cause anxiety. So when you're experiencing this FOMO feeling, one of the things that's really important is to stop, to breathe, to reflect. For real, or am I just running a scenario in my mind that I don't even know is true? Am I buying into something that I don't even have all the facts about? Am I creating a negative mood for myself? And if I am, I need to stop. So, FOMO is a big thing during the holidays, and I encourage people to deal with it head on, recognize it for what it is, and move through it. Number two, boy, do the holidays bring up a sense of expectation. Are you kidding me? Every year there's some slogan, make it the best holiday season ever. How to make your turkey the best bird ever. Give the gift that surpasses all other gifts. These kinds of setups, we build in our mind these heights that may not be attainable in real life. These high expectations can really push us to overspend. They can push us to do things in the moment for an image that we wouldn't typically do. And, the thing is, if we're giving a gift, for example, it's important to think about, what does the other person need? What can I give to them that would make them happy, make them smile? Not blow them away, blow them out of the water, make them think that I spend a ton of money or spend a ton of time. I mean, maybe you will, because that person means that much to you, but it shouldn't be because of this expectation that you buy the best train set ever, or that you take your partner to the most expensive ticket restaurant in LA because you want to blow them out of the water. I mean, what do they really like? Maybe it's just quiet time with you. Maybe it's a really heartfelt expression of love, like cooking them something that would make them happy. I mean, there are all kinds of ways to deal with the expectations that are put on us. One of the most important things is to question, is this for real, or is this some society expectation? Is this some sort of public image expectation? Is this some sort of social media generated expectation? What we really need to do is to connect with the people that we love and care about, and get a sense of what makes them happy or how they want to spend the holidays. Because believe it or not, I mean, it's Diwali, and there are so many images on my Instagram about how people around the world are celebrating it. And if I let myself, I can wonder, oh my gosh, I should have something like what they're wearing, or is the menu going to be good enough, or do I have enough of the lighting or the festival accoutrements that other people have? I mean, I could do that, but it's probably best not to, and probably best to appreciate what's here in the moment, what we're able to do, what we all feel together, rather than what's out there. So, one of the ways to deal with these heightened expectations is to come back to ourselves and think, well, what is real? What makes me happy? What makes me feel good? And what do I know about the people I love and what makes them feel good? That's a really powerful way to deal with these heightened expectations that are placed on you from external sources. Number three, one of the biggies at the holiday season, at the Thanksgiving table, at those work parties for the holidays, is dealing with relationships, people that you haven't seen all year. Number three, or tension in relationships and families that is kind of like tabled for the Thanksgiving turkey, or tabled for drinks after work because it's a celebration time. Dealing with these relationships with people that we may have some sort of conflict with is tricky, because you don't want your personal feelings to infect or overwhelm or kind of get in the way of everybody else's celebration. But how do you do that? I mean, I know people who've had to sit and have Thanksgiving dinner with an uncle who said something, just off the top of their head 5 years ago, and created an enormous problem in that person, like in their relationship with food. Like these kinds of casual comments about, oh, you gained so much weight this year, or why don't you ever go to the gym like I tell you to? Like, I mean, these kinds of well meaning things that relatives can say around the Thanksgiving table. It's really anxiety provoking, and it can make you feel less than, it can make you feel weird, it can make you feel alone and kind of down on yourself. So I think it's important when we're getting together with people that we don't know that well, but it's an important event like a work event or a holiday, relative get together, it's important to put it in perspective. It's really important to remember that this is maybe a yearly gathering and not to wait comments from people who don't mean that much to you, not to weight their comments so much. And I think this goes along with one of the aspects of human nature that's been evolutionarily conserved. It's that we can get 5 compliments, but then we remember the one that hurts or that makes us feel really bad. And it's conserved so that we keep growing, so that we, survive. It's hardwired so that we survive a difficult environment. But these days, when we're going to holiday events one after another, we can't let all the negative comments from people we barely know pile up. It's really important to put them into perspective. So, there are 3 major anxiety areas of the holidays: FOMO, high expectations, and anxiety around relationships. We've gotten to the really important part of the video, and it's about the sweet tips how to get through. I think a really powerful way to deal with anxiety during the holidays is using cognitive behavioral therapy, using techniques to reframe what you're hearing and how to work on your mood so it's not brought down by certain anxious provoking events, anxiety provoking events. I like to avoid catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is a cognitive distortion that happens when we're in an anxious state of mind. We can take a small thing and totally blow it out of the water, and it can ruin our mood. For example, showing up to a work party late. In our mind, if we're anxious for a number of reasons, we can build up a scenario where we're not going to get a promotion. We're not going to get a raise. We may be fired. And we can start really buying into this story in our head. But if we stop and we can catch ourselves and say, I'm catastrophizing, we can reclaim the moment. We can give ourselves a little bit of TLC and say, hey, you're late. It happens. You're not late to work, but at least it's just a party. Everyone will be fine. Another thing, another cognitive distortion is black and white thinking. One of the big ones is if the tree isn't perfect, then Christmas isn't good. If I don't get all the matching ornaments on the tree perfectly, what good is it? We can really stress ourselves out and ruin a perfect evening of tree decoration with that kind of black and white thinking. Seriously, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be black or white. It can be kind of a mix of different things. It can be a mix of different ornaments. It can be a mix of different holiday traditions. Let's give ourselves a break. Let's let ourselves be in the moment. So recognizing that cognitive distortion will give you a lot of peace of mind and ease your anxiety. Another cognitive distortion I think that can blow up anxiety is personalization. When we might notice that, oh, they're not serving a vegan turkey, that must mean that they don't like us. They don't think about us. They don't want us at their Thanksgiving, and we're just a burden. It could be a million different things, but if we personalize something that doesn't go our way at a holiday function, or I mean, there's so many things that can happen at a holiday function that aren't necessarily our favorite things. We can start personalizing how the host looks at us. We can start personalizing the types of drinks they're serving. We can start personalizing even the gifts that we are given and take it like in a way that's negative. Personalizing can happen when we're really anxious about ourselves, about our self worth, and about our relationships. If we take the time to say, hey, I don't think anyone is really out to get me. Maybe they messed up, they have a lot on their mind. Maybe I can talk to this person a little bit more about what I'm feeling like. Hey, I'm a vegan. I would prefer if we have some vegan options. Let me know what I can bring instead of maybe going to a place of extreme negativity, feeling bad, feeling left out, and feeling anxious. So, 3 tips: catastrophizing, black and white thinking, and personalization. These 3 distortions can really blow anxiety up in your face during the holidays. Let's step away. Let's try and be self aware and cope with these cognitive distortions. Another tip I think is really important is something I learned through many years of meditation. And maybe at the end of a yoga class, you've heard the mantra Om Shanti Shanti. It's a really peaceful, expansive mantra. Om Shanti Shanti. If we're in the middle of a super anxiety situation, like talking to coworkers at a holiday party that you haven't seen and they expect a lot from you, you start feeling anxious. Am I saying the right thing? Do I look the right way? Will they like me? Are they judging me? We can really go in our heads and start thinking like this, or we could choose, yeah, maybe this year we could choose to say a little bit of a mantra in our head. Om Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti. We can repeat this in our head when we're in a stressful situation, when we're sitting next to a relative who's kind of judgy and has said mean things to us, when we're in line at a store buying presents, when there are tons of people lined up. Instead of getting all frustrated, we can start saying Om Shanti Shanti, Om Shanti Shanti. These kinds of mantras have hung around for millions of years because they do induce peace in people, and they're quite powerful ways to bring peace to our nervous system. Another technique, it's overlooked, it's inexpensive, and it is breathing. It doesn't have to be fancy box breathing. You could do that technique. It could just be taking a deep breath in and slowly exhaling. You'd be surprised how far that can go in a conversation that's really stressful. When you're asked a question like, "Why are you still single?" Pause, take a deep breath, exhale, and then say whatever you want, but it will tone down the anxiety. Another way uh, to deal with holiday anxiety is just simple, profound affirmations. I got this. I can do this. I want to be happy at this celebration. Just simple acknowledgments. I made it this far this year. I've got this. Being positive with yourself, talking to yourself nicely. For example, you know, I can handle this Diwali party. I'm going to have a good time. A great affirmation is this holiday season, I'm going to stay in the moment. I'm not going to let myself get overwhelmed. This holiday season, I'm going to be grateful for all the wonderful things that have happened to me this year. This holiday season, I'm grateful to be able to celebrate with everybody. Keep it simple, keep it flowing, and keep being kind to yourself with positive affirmations. And lastly, let's not forget to move. Let's not forget to shed our anxiety through movement, whether it's vigorous hiking, running, yoga, Pilates. We need to remember to move because the holidays bring a lot of stress. The holidays can bring overindulgences. The holidays can bring memories of past experiences. And our bodies really are amazing tools to process this anxiety. When we move through our anxiety, we dispel it and we make our bodies tired, and we can hopefully have a good night's sleep to start up the next day's festivities. So, I hope you are able to deal with your anxiety this holiday season and that it is full of joy. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Come back again. Happy holidays.